Always excited to get a chance to sit down with our Georgia State Representative Carl Gilliard, who represents our area here in Chatham County. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule, sir. 16 years ago, you came up with something that was called Savannah Feed the Hungry. And you've come a mighty long way in terms of helping the poor and underemployed. Can we talk a little bit about that? And remind people of that this is personal for you, this kind of work.
You know, I grew up in Hazard County. And
most people don't even know where that is now.
Over there on 31st, 33rd, 32nd, you know, by the railroad tracks, Mr. Bynes' store, Mr. Henry's store, Papa Swan.
Near East Broad.
There you go. And the people in the community helped raise us. So we never had a lack of eating. We had to be home when the street lights came on, etc. But the community raised us. And so I grew up with that same method. My mother would feed the community. On Christmas morning, she would open up her doors. She'd start cooking breakfast at 2 o'clock in the morning. At 6 o'clock, the whole community came in.
Wow.
And so I learned from Della Spencer, who helped raise me, my surrogate auntie, who had a pot that was bigger than anything, and she would always reach down deep, and the pot never got empty, so she fed people too. With Feed the Hungry in 2009, when the recession hit, you know, giving up my house, giving up my car, 2 weeks before Christmas, working for the Baden organization, 28 of us got laid off. I was in the top bracket. You know, I'm selling cars, I'm getting laid off. And it was tragic. And when I looked in my refrigerator, we had 2 pieces of bread and a piece of bologna. We gave up our house, they didn't have to take it. We gave up that car, and we came to Garden City in a 15-passenger van. And I will tell you this, God spoke to me and said, you've been talking about feeding the people for a while. Feed my people. And I said, how are we going to feed the people? And I just,
at that time, you didn't know how you were going to feed your
and I just
6 kids.
That's right. And you know, the most powerful thing was I went out to a produce place, and we asked in-laws and others, and they started partnering, and we didn't know what we were doing, and we started focusing on the working poor. Meanwhile, we still didn't have. And when Feed the Hungry first started, lights were getting cut off in the building, water, all the above, but we still were feeding. 16 years later, 1.5 million servings, 14 cities serving later, we're the largest service organization in the nation feeding the working poor. And now we empower them, not just food, but now we're getting them on their feet from education, from housing, 262 people in houses that we've gotten from renting to owning, the financial literacy, starting businesses, you know, just powerful stuff that's happening. And now in 2019, thanks to St. Joseph Candler, and I mean that to Paul Hinchy and the family, they partnered with us to open up the Empowerment Center. And when you walk in that door, you're not going to get a bag. You're going to get a hand up instead of a hand out. Right. And we want you to get on your feet. You
also have this incredible empowerment workshop, a series of workshops that really helps to complete the whole person, whatever people may be lacking to get to that next step. You all are providing it for free.
We got some empowering speakers coming in, and it's free. And we want them to be empowered and be equipped so they can help someone else.
Well, one thing that we also saw was from this, it started as you all just giving food away. And then you had that, there was a change where you all realized that it takes more than that. You're trying to really not fix, but help the entire person that these people won't be there year after year. And many of them have come back to be your #1 volunteers through the years.
Yes, I'll tell you this. We have a gentleman, this true story, we was in Garden City, and we'd come in, we're serving hundreds of people every day. And when we would come in and pray, he would turn his back to me, and he had a big, long toothpick sticking out. And I said, Lord God, why hast thou forsaken me? But we would still pray. And as time went on, that gentleman came back in, and he's one of our top volunteers. So he understands it's not about me. I was once there. What can I do? Now I'm on the other side of the line. Don, you volunteered. You've been at our events, and thousands of people are coming out now. We just did about 4,000 or 5,000 people the other day in the in-market arena.
Right. And what I was so impressed with that meal as well, not just a meal, there were free haircuts, information about insurance. It was really an event. It was life-changing for some.
Yeah, the empowerment zone is something that we've been doing every time they come in. They've got to go through an empowerment zone, and you'll be surprised of the people that don't know about the services for free tax, how to get your house, how to get back in school, how to get a scholarship at Savannah Tech, soft skills, all the above. Then they go sit down. Then we serve them. Then we give them live entertainment. Then we got some door prizes. Then we have undercover angels. So it's a life-changing event, and volunteers come from all over the world.
That is wonderful. So what is your goal moving forward with the Feed the Hungry and with the Empowerment Center and just spreading the word?
Well, we have a location in Savannah, Georgia. Cynthia Scott, who's our All the Women, she's been there. We have Feed the Hungry in Savannah. We want to go back into Effingham this year. We want to go back into Brunswick this year. We've served there. We're expanding in Conyers, Georgia, as well as up in New Orleans. We have people who have been working with us that have been waiting for the expansion. And I was just talking to one last night saying, as long as you hold this model true, that it's not about you, that you're going to have to serve the people. And so the empowerment part is not the food, it's the services. We want to take that bus that Chatham Area Transit has. We started last year the empowerment tour. So a lot of people don't have Wi-Fi. Let's take that bus to that community. Make it failure not an option. We're going to bring you the teacher on the bus.
Wow.
You can go sit on the bus and get your GED. We're going to give you food, but we're coming to you. We're going to meet you where you're at. And because you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't have internet, we're going to bring that service to you on a cool air-conditioned bus and be able to provide that. Outreach is so important. We got to meet the people where they're at.
How do people who need these services get in touch with you all? Is there a website you can share, phone number?
Yes, www.savannahfeedthehungry.net, 912-436-7380. And people have, get involved. We have over 400 to 500 volunteers during the holidays. Wouldn't it be great if everybody got involved all during the year?